My name's Max Amcar. I'm the senior effects artist. I've been here for all three of the projects.
Hi, my name's Phil Wilkins. I'm a programmer, primarily responsible for the camera system, particle system, sound integration, and I think that's about it for this one, actually.
Alright, so I'm Jason Menders. I'm a senior technical artist. I fix things.
Chris O'Neill, senior level designer for God of War 3.
Working very hard, measuring lots of things, making sure we're not wasting any bits of processing power, cycles, memory.
As far as pushing the PS3 to its limits for God of War 3, I think we're really trying to strive for more enemies in the game and dynamic environments. And what I mean by that is environments that actually move, rather than having a traditional static environment. We can now set up levels to have creatures that you're running around on, and we can do a lot more with that. It creates a much more robust landscape for navigation and combat, and it just creates a much more epic, unpredictable feel.
The particle system. When we've done it in the past, we've only been able to do so much with the particles, and it's been an issue. We only can do so many. So with this game, I made up a kind of a system for particles to go and actually do them really quickly.
Doing a lot of nice graphical features that we didn't have in the previous two versions, like having the blood look like liquid, like shininess to it.
I think our lighting system is going to be pretty cutting edge this time around. We have a very powerful lighting system.
Real-time lighting system, so the blades actually light up the environment, and the explosions are going to light up the enemies, and so overall the effects are going to look a lot more realistic because they'll be lighting things now. I'd say a lot of my life dedicated to God of War 3. Especially right now, working 12, 14-hour days. That's 3/4 of my life, probably.
Oh, crumbs. Well, to God of War 3, I've been on it for the last 2 years, basically since God of War 2 shipped. But since it's got so much of the code from 1 and 2 in it still, you could say, that would be 7 years, I think. And since even that builds upon the engine we made for Kinetica, and there is still some Kinetica code inside God of War, that would be 9 years nearly. And by the time we ship, it's going to be 10.
My life has been dedicated to God of War 3 in its entirety, almost. Pretty much. It's pretty much everything. That's all I do.
A lot of blood, sweat, and tears have gone into this game, and I'm sure more will continue to go into that as a project unfolds. Totally. It's been a super rewarding experience. Working on this game as a designer is a dream come true. I can't imagine a more perfect storm for a game when it's coming out for the PS3, the kind of game that it is. I just get pumped working on it. It's exciting. It's sexy to me. It's what I live for. It's a great product, so it's definitely worth it.
Care about it enough. You're going to put the little extra time to do those little details.
I find it's definitely been worth it making video games, doing that, because it's fun. It's good. You have something accomplished at the end of the day. For people that want to get into the video game business, all I can say is that you need to really, really love it and just work really hard to try to get it.
I started working in customer support and QA with my goal of being a designer, and I really kind of saw that as a means to an end. Worked aggressively at that and just continued to tell people that's not just what I wanted to do. I wanted to do something else, and kind of just came up through the ranks like that.
Do something. Don't just sit there, make demos, try things out, make a game. Nothing's going to get your foot in the door better than actually having proved that you've done something. Experience gets you the next job. Qualifications get you in the door, but nothing really interests us more than seeing good work, examples of good work. We play the game a lot. When you're debugging, quite often you'll play certain areas repeatedly, and it becomes really obvious if they're not fun.
Playtesting is your best friend. You need to get people you need to get your hands on it and see how they respond, because you can't really think yourself through all these scenarios. I mean, with experience, you can learn to kind of cut some of these things off before they happen, but most of the time it's just, you're going to have to see people, how they respond, people in the studio that are working on the game, people outside the studio, people who don't play games, are going to see how it works and kind of find a common ground between all those people.
It's a big upgrade compared to what the other games were. We set the goal about here, and we're trying to go about there right now. So it's beyond what we kind of, I think, would ever dream.
Oh, crumbs! We've got a whole bunch of new stuff this time. Riding around on creatures.
Lighting one guy on fire and seeing what he does, or triggers, or runs into a group and burns them up. Being able to rip things open, I say that's a pretty big thing. I've always wanted to kind of do that in a game, and I think that we're, maybe the first game to do that. I've never seen it done before, where you could split open a guy and guts come out. I always wanted to do that in a game, so I think that's a pretty cool thing.